Welcome, as we explore America more tonight. We travel to the wooded Ozarks in search of a creature that is large, scary, and screams like a woman or child lost in the woods. If you do enjoy my channel, then I ask only a small favor. Like, follow, comment, and ring the bell. It does help the channel to grow, and we return with new content every week. Thank you. Now let us begin. Ozark Howler, Arkansas. Uncle John was a hunter in his younger days. Often he told me stories about his encounters with mountain lions, black bear, grizzlies, wolves, and other predators. He saw them while he hunted deer in the Ozark woods. Born in the town of White Bluff, Tennessee, where he heard many strange stories about a creature known only as the White Screamer. His dad would tell him stories while they were drinking at their deer camp. He laughed at the tales, as did everyone there. He never heard anything like that in the woods, and did not put faith in fairy tales and stories. That was until he came to Arkansas and heard similar stories here. He would go hunt for deer meat, as it was cheaper than going to a grocery store. In fact, grocery stores were so far away when he was a boy that many things they ate were either grown or shot. Growing up in the woodlands, Uncle John knew tracks and sounds of many animals found in the woods. He was not afraid of the woods, and often said it was very peaceful for him. Until that one morning, almost 30 years ago. A morning that made my uncle very nervous and wary of the forest. He told me that we are born with a sixth sense that lets us know if we are in danger. Bears, coyotes, and cougars will not hesitate to attack and even feed on a dead person. When food becomes scarce, any meat will feed the predators. This sense often comes in handy and should not be ignored, especially when you're in the woods, all alone. The day he saw it, he would never forget. It was just before sunrise, hiding in the bushes. He had a great view as he was perched on a hillside with his favorite rifle in his hand and feed for the deer on the ground. He hid and waited. Soon the sun would begin to creep into the morning sky. But for some reason he felt uneasy. It was like something was watching him, although he believed he was well hidden. The area was void of noise, as if the animals were afraid of something there. My uncle knew it wasn't him. Only a predator would put that much fear into the local animals. A sound pierced the silence. It sounded like a woman screaming in pain. The loud screams were repeated as Uncle John hid in his refuge. He saw a movement to his right, only a few yards away. The sky was still slightly dark, as the sun had not completely risen yet. When the screams stopped, my uncle decided to check on the woman that he believed were hiding in the woods. He knew mountain lions and maybe bobcats could sound like a hurt child. So with caution, he left his refuge, rifle aimed in front. He walked over, asking if the woman was okay and why was she in the woods at this time of day. He got to the area, but no one was there. He saw where a brush was indented, like someone or something had laid in it. He also noticed a large track on the ground, easily the size of his hand. The track had 4 toes, but no claw marks. This belonged to a large cat. And he then remembered he's in the woods. It's still dark out. And it's awfully quiet. He turned around to see a thick black tail dart behind the bushes. But something was not right. The tail was level, but too far above the ground. He turned slowly, and he kept the rifle aimed. He expected a mountain lion, but was not prepared for what he saw. The creature gave a low growl, sinister and threatening. It slowly crept from the bushes. The body was the size of a black bear, except leaner, not as big. The paws were massive, but they were cat paws. The black fur would make great camouflage in darkness and shadows. The face was also a cat, but the eyes were different, and they were not from this world. They glowed red and was focused on my uncle. It also had the strangest ears, but then he realized they were not ears. Horns had formed behind the head, like a goat's, but slightly more curved. John backed away slowly, as he was not sure if the rifle would even stop this thing. It was a hellspawn, a hellcat. No doubt something demonic. He spoke a small prayer to himself as a monstrous cat watched him. Then it screamed, a deafening sound, like a woman panicking, but 10 times as loud. A blood-curdling scream, like someone was knocking on death's door. He shot at it, more reflex than skill. It leaped over him, easily clearing his height. He spun around, taking aim, but the beast was gone. The sun has risen now, and the early morning had come. The scream returned, and with it the sound of crunching leaves. This creature was after him, and was not being silent about it. John turned and ran, carrying his rifle, holding on to it like a lifeline. His legs did not move fast enough as the crunching came louder. He dared not stop. The rifle had no effect on the demon cat before. He saw his truck at the edge of the tree line. He leaped inside, cranked the engine, and dug into the ground as the truck peeled away. He turned to look back and saw it watching him. It screamed again, over and over, endlessly. The sound echoed as John drove away, gas pedaled to the floor. He never went back to that area again, choosing to hunt farther away instead. He never knew why, but it could have caught him easily. Instead, the beast let him go, as if it was defending its home. I could see it. How bad he was shaken by the memory of it. Grabbing his favorite whiskey, he fell silent for a long time. He never repeated the story again, as if the memory was too terrible to relive. I hope you enjoyed the story, as this one struck close to home. I lived in Tennessee, and my Uncle Junior did live in White Bluff. It was mostly woods. No stores, not even a gas station for miles. Definitely a place where you find a cryptid. But do come back next week as we explore sunny California and discover its most famous cryptid. As always, beware of those who lurk in the Shadowlands.